Hey guys, double trouble. We're going to do another video today talking about the same thing I talked about this morning with that dog that I was trying to get over from France. Joaquin Lefevre owns Taxol K9, and he's over in France, and he's got some Dutch Shepherds as his breed of choice. He's got some top-of-the-line bloodlines. This is who I reached out to try to find this officer a dog that was in need of replacing the dog he lost in the line of duty in 2016. And I'll tell you a little bit about the story. I guess what happened was his dog was out on a violent felon. He was tracking a violent felon through the woods, and it was about 4 or 5 mile track. And the dog that he had was exceptional. He just got very lucky, and he's had 3 or 4 canines over the years, being a law enforcement officer and canine handler. And this dog was just exceptional from what he tells me about the dog. The dog was he did a lot of demos for kids in the schools and all that. It was a community service-minded officer. He was always using his dog for tracking, for finding kids, and doing all kinds of different tracking things, offering his services to other departments in his area. And in 2016, he was out of tracking a violent felon, like I said, and they were going through the woods, and I guess the dog sucked up a seed. And what happens is, when they get an obstruction in their lungs, it's not something that you want to have happen, because it ends up where an obstruction like that, a small little particle even, can cause an infection, and that infection will go to the other parts of the body. And in this case, it was in his heart. It went all over his body within 3 or 4 days. In a week and a half, he lost the dog. And he went home and didn't know what the problem with the dog was, because he thought the dog had cleared it. You know, he sucked it up and had a problem when he was tracking, and then he rested the dog and watered him, and then he thought the dog had cleared the problem, not knowing what it was. You know, all you're doing is dog's out there breathing real heavy, doing his job in tracking, and sucks up something, and he didn't know what it was. So he went to the vet. The vet couldn't find it. The first vet that he went to took the dog home, and within a couple days the dog got worse, and he was in an emergency situation in the middle of the night, loaded his dog up into the car. Before they could get him loaded, he even hit the road. The dog died in his arms. And very, very traumatic. If you've never been around an officer and you've never been around somebody that works with a canine like this, they're with the dog 24/7. The dog lives with them, goes home with them, goes out on the job. When they're on the job, they spend hours and hours. Think about how many times you hear about officers doing long hours, 12 hours, 15-hour shifts. They have a lot of dedication that they put into their trade, you know. And it tore him up pretty good, to the point where he couldn't even face getting another dog. 2016 was a few years ago, and he's just now coming up enough that he's willing to get another canine and go out there and do the same thing to serve his community, right? So the breeder over in France has offered the dog, and now we've got to get him over here to the States. And so he's put up a GoFundMe page to help that. Shipping costs about $850. And then he needs to pay for x-rays, and he needs to pay for his all the medical expenses they have to do for a health certificate has to be done, x-rays for hips and neck and all that kind of thing that they require to be able to be good on the street, right? He's going into a law enforcement capacity, all right? So I think he's asking $2,000, and if you saw my video this morning, you heard me say $5,000. So personally, I think $5,000 would probably be more like it, but with this gentleman's help, they're having a lot of the stuff be donated, right? So the school is probably going to be donated, that kind of thing, but it doesn't say that he couldn't use the money, okay? So if $2,000 what they're asking, I'm saying that you're probably better off paying $2,500 to $5,000 would be a better cost. As far as what he needs to offset his cost. Keep in mind that all the funding comes out of their pocket back there. They don't have it like our departments out here, and most of the time our departments fund the canines because they're such a cost-efficient type of thing on the street. And dog will pay for itself 2, 3 times over with the stuff that they do, bringing in felons, etc. So if you can help, we would much appreciate your help. I'm going to go ahead and put the GoFundMe page down below, and the link will be down below this posting. All right. If you have any questions, don't feel hesitant to give me a yell and see if I can help you out with any questions you may have. This dog is going to replace the dog that went down in the line of duty in 2016 for an officer that's well deserving of this. This guy has been doing law enforcement for many years. He went into Vietnam vet, went through Vietnam, paid his dues and served his country, and then came back over and went into law enforcement. And I've done my research, my R&D, and I've followed some of his referrals he's given me. He's a very community-minded officer. He goes way above and beyond his duty call in regards to getting his dog out there to do the job that's required of him on the street. And he offers his services to many other different departments in his area. Okay, so if you can, even $5, $10, it wouldn't be, you know, as much as you can put out. It doesn't matter. What matters is the crowdfunding works because we get more than 1 or 2 people that put in money. Okay, I will be putting in a little bit of some money myself, even out of my pocket, to help out. I thank you very much, guys. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Have a good day. Bye-bye.